Hey, have you ever stopped to think about that clingy, stretchy stuff you wrap your leftovers in? You know, plastic wrap? It is a kitchen hero. Until you realize it might just be a planet villain. Today, we are peeling back the layers, pun intended, on how this everyday item is quietly wreaking havoc on our environment. Stick around, because by the end, you will never look at your sandwich wrap the same way again. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are diving into something you probably use without a second thought: plastic wrap. It is one of those inventions that feels so simple, so convenient, but behind that shiny roll is a story that is anything but clean. From its accidental invention to the mountains of waste it is leaving behind, plastic wrap has a bigger footprint than you might expect. We are talking origins, evolution, cultural quirks, and some jaw-dropping facts that will make you rethink your cling film habits. So grab a snack, hopefully not wrapped in plastic, and let's get into it. All right, let's rewind the clock. Plastic wrap did not just pop into existence because someone wanted to keep their lasagna fresh. Was an accident. Back in the 1930s, a chemist named Ralph Wiley was working for Dow Chemical, trying to create a dry cleaning solvent. Instead, he stumbled on a weird, sticky film that would not dissolve. They called it PVD-C, polyvinylidene chloride, and it was tough, flexible, and clung like crazy. By the late 1940s, Dow turned this lab oopsie into Saran wrap, the first plastic wrap to hit the market. It was a game changer. No more fiddling with wax paper or foil. But here's the kicker. That same durability that made it a hit is why it is such an environmental nightmare today. So yeah, plastic wrap started as a happy accident, but it has been sticking around literally ever since. Fast forward a few decades, and plastic wrap went from a niche novelty to a kitchen must-have. Companies started tweaking the recipes, swapping PVDC for cheaper polyethylene in the 90s because, profits. Polyethylene is lighter and less toxic to make, but it is still petroleum-based, meaning every roll starts with fossil fuels. And do not get me started on the energy it takes to produce and ship this stuff worldwide. Then came the innovations: perforated rolls, slide cutters, even biodegradable options, though spoiler alert, most eco-friendly wraps still do not break down as promised. The industries tried to keep up with demand, but the problem? We're using more plastic wrap than ever, billions of square feet a year. It has evolved from a lab fluke to a global giant, but the catch is, it is still not evolving fast enough to save the planet. Okay, let's talk about why plastic wrap is such a big deal culturally. In America, it is practically a symbol of convenience. Think potlucks, picnics, and that one aunt who wraps everything in it. But it is not just a US thing. In Japan, they have turned plastic wrap into an art form. Ever heard of Saran wrap sushi? Chefs use it to shape perfect rolls. Meanwhile, in Europe, it is a go-to for storing cheese and bread. It is woven into our daily lives. A quiet little helper we do not even notice until you realize. It is also clogging rivers and choking wildlife halfway across the world. So yeah, it is more than just a tool. It is a habit, a tradition, and honestly, a problem we have all bought into. Now, let's lighten things up with some wild facts about plastic wrap. Did you know it is so sticky because of static electricity? That cling is not glue, it's physics. Here is another one. Americans alone throw away enough plastic wrap every year to cover Texas twice. That is 300 million pounds of the stuff, most of it single-use. Oh, and get this, plastic wrap does not really recycle well. Even if you toss it in the bin, it often gums up machines or ends up in landfills anyway. Surprise is not as green as you'd hope. One more for you. Some animals, like seabirds, mistake plastic wrap for food. Studies say over 90% of seabirds have plastic in their stomachs now. That is a gut punch, right? So, where does this leave us? Plastic wrap's a genius invention with a dark side. It is convenient, sure, but it is piling up in our oceans, landfills, and even our food chain. The good news: we have got options: beeswax wraps, silicone lids, or just good-all containers. It is not about perfection. It is about cutting back where we can. At the end of the day, plastic wrap's environmental impact is a wake-up call. Small changes in our kitchens could mean big wins for the planet. If this hit home for you, smash that like button and drop a comment. Have you ditched plastic wrap yet? Subscribe if you have not already, because we are tackling more eco-mysteries like this every week. Oh, and share this with your plastic-reproving friends. They need to hear it. That is it for today, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me as we unraveled the sticky truth about plastic wrap. Catch you in the next ones. Stay curious, stay green, and I will see you soon.